it's Shree's here. Welcome back to my channel. Let's do a bit of a reading update, if you will, okay? So, what have I been reading? What have I read so far this year? I'm just mixing this in with a little vlog because I'm not going to go into depth about each book that I've read. I haven't read much, really. According to Goodreads, I'm ahead of my reading goals, so that's always great. Yeah, so far I've read 22 books out of 40, so that's good. Not great, but it's good. I am ahead of schedule. Okay, so last vlog I read... Okay, I had to check the camera because I wasn't sure if I was recording. I honestly can't tell if I'm in focus or not because I'm so far away from the camera. So let's pray and hope that I am. Okay, so let's see. Alright, so last vlog, I had just finished telling you guys about Tempted by Danger, another college love story. Oh, and I had DNF'd some other books. So yeah, now let's continue. So I wanted to do another reading vlog after that for 3 other books that I read, but I kept running out of time to film before going to work, and I'm just not the best with vlogging when how do I put it? I'm not the best at creating free time and scheduling my time when it comes to vlogging my real life stuff. Am I making sense? I don't know. Anywho, I'm vlogging right now because I got up at a good time. I work odd hours, so that's why I would prefer to film before going to work. As you can see, I'm still in my house clothes, but I'm going to change soon so that I can leave and go to work like I've been saying. Okay, also hopefully you can hear me. Okay, anyways, so in the vlog that I wanted to do, I wanted to talk about the book Holding by Alexandria House, and I wanted to talk about The Close-Up by Kennedy Ryan and Applying Pressure by Siobhan Latrice. Okay, so I'm not going to get deep into the synopsis or anything like that, but I'm just going to say that for the first one, Holding by Alexandria House, that one is a hockey romance. All of these are Black romances, by the way, all by Black authors. And this is a hockey romance. I really enjoyed it. It's a part of an interconnected standalone series. And the first book is called Goal, which I absolutely love. The first book is my favorite in the series. The second book was really good too, really loved it. Both Goal and Holding touch on mental health, which I think is great for Black characters and for discussions within the Black community, so I just really love that. You're gonna laugh, you're gonna cry. I loved these books. I think they were really well done. I did start reading the third book in this series, but I put it on hold for now. I'm not feeling it as much as the first two, honestly, and the way it's written is a little choppy to me, but maybe I'm just not in the best place to read it right now. I'm a mood reader, and I do believe that you read books when you're meant to read them, and I'm just not meant to read the third one right now. So yeah, I forgot what the third one is called, but I'll have it up on the screen somewhere. Okay, so after that I read The Close-Up by Kennedy Ryan, which is a novella that's a mashup of 2 of her series. The Hollywood Renaissance series, I think it's called. For that series, only 1 book is out called Real. I don't know when she's coming out with the rest of the books because I really loved Real. I thought it was a great book and I'm waiting to get the rest of the books, but I don't know, I guess she's putting it on the back burner or forgot about it. I don't know. Anyways, yeah, so it's a novella that mixes between that series and also the Hoop series by Kennedy Ryan, and it has the main female character is the best friend from the main female character in Real, and the main male character is friends with the male main characters from the Hoop series. So that's how they're connected, because they take place in the same universe, and Real is about the film industry and the Hoop series is about the NBA, and you know, famous people know each other, so that's how it... okay, so pretty much they meet because the female main character in the novella, The Close-Up, she is a hairstylist, and she gets hired to work on a project that's being run by one of the female characters in the Hoop series, and then that female main character introduces this female main character to the male main character of this novella. I hope you're following me. Yeah. I know I could have just said names, which would have been much easier, but I honestly can't remember names right now. Like, I remember the names of the main characters from the main series, but from the novella, I just don't remember their names at this moment. So that was the easiest way for me to explain it. Hopefully you were able to follow me. Anywho, yeah. Oh, and also Holding, I think I gave that one 4 stars, and The Close-Up, I think I also gave that one 4 stars. So the third book that I read was Applying Pressure by Siobhan Latrice. This one, I don't remember what I gave it. I gave it, I think 3 stars, but I could have given it 2 stars. I'm not sure. And no, I think I gave it 3 stars. And I'm not, it wasn't like a low 3 stars because it was bad. I really enjoyed it. It was really fun actually, but the thing that made it bad was the male main character. He was so unbelievably unlikable. And this is a stalker dark romance, which is always fun. Well, not always, because y'all know, or if you remember, I read another popular stalker romance and I had to DNF it because I hated it so much. Anyways, but yeah, this is a stalker dark romance and it was fun, you know, it was intriguing, but the male main character, it's one thing to be unlikable, but you're supposed to have likable qualities to you. Like, it's one thing for the male main character to be like cold and mean, but he still has nice moments. Like, he's nice to old people, nice to his woman, of course, and nice to his friends and family. This man is mean to everyone. You could be an old lady on the street, he's gonna threaten you, okay? Like, he's mean to everyone. The only person he's nice to is the female main character, the woman he's in love with. But he's mean to everyone. Like, he has nice-ish moments with his best friend, but that's pretty much it. He's just so rude, like beyond rude. There's literally nothing likable about him, and that's why I had to give this a low rating. But it was still fun, you know? It was very enjoyable still. Like, you know how in the show / book, but in the show Joe is, you know, a murderer stalker, but he's likable because he has some funny likable moments, you know, like his moments of trying to be good. You know, you need a villainous character that you root for in some way, but this guy, I couldn't root for him at all in any way. But whatever, still overall very enjoyable, fun time. But I couldn't give it a high rating because, yeah. But I still want to read more from this author because, as you guys know, if you remember, I really loved Another Love Story. I mean, what is it called? Another College Love Story by the same author. So I feel like her stories are just a little bit more unconventional, so you just have to find which ones you like. So yeah, I'm going to read more of her stuff though. Okay, so after that I did a lot of rereading, so I'm not going to discuss those. Yeah, I've been doing a lot of rereading this year, as you guys know. But yeah, so after that, oh, I read Birthday Girl by Penelope Douglas because I love the Devil's Night series by Penelope Douglas and I love Punk 57. So I was like, I want to read all their stuff, you know? So I decided to read Birthday Girl. And this was so lackluster, it was so blah, it was so meh, you know? I did like the main characters at times, but it was just kind of like, this just was a story that, it just wasn't anything spectacular. I don't really see why it's so popular. It was just whatever, you know? Yeah. I actually ended up, oh, sorry, I felt like I felt something on my back. Like I thought my hair was out or something. Okay, anyways, what was I about to say? I don't know. Anyways, I don't get why it's so popular. It's just a regular story. Could use some rewriting, but you know, whatever. It was fine. I was gonna say that I actually DNF'd it at the very end. So I don't really count it as a DNF. I just didn't finish it. Like, I read like 98% of it. I just was kind of over it and I was just like, okay, I'm done. So yeah. Alright, so after that I started reading this series. I don't know what the series is called. Oh, it's called the Kindred's Curse series by Penn Cole. So I read the first 3 books. I think there's only 3 books out right now. The 4th book I think comes out this year, or it could be next year, I don't remember. So yeah, anyways, I'm really liking it. It's a fantasy, it's a romance fantasy. People need to get that right because, or is it a, yeah, I would say it's a romance fantasy, not a fantasy romance. Because I think a lot of people keep wording it wrong, like a romantasy is a fantasy romance. romance being the main thing, fantasy being the adjective. Remember, the adjective is just like a little sprinkle, okay? It's a little something that describes what it is, but it's not the main thing. So if it's a fantasy romance, it's mostly a romance book in a fantasy setting. If it's a romance fantasy, it's mostly a fantasy book with a bit of romance, okay? I just feel like people are getting it mixed up. But anywho, I'd say this is a romance. Okay, so I had to check my camera. It stopped recording. But like I was saying, I think this is a romance fantasy, but some people could say it's a fantasy romance because the romance does become more and more prevalent throughout the story, but I still think the fantasy elements, the plot, the preparation for war and stuff are just more important, I guess. So, but whatever, it doesn't matter. Anywho, this has been quite enjoyable. I'm on the third book. I haven't finished it yet, but I decided that I'm not going to finish it right now. I have such a small amount left of the third book, but I'm ready to move on to something else. And I realized like binging a fantasy series doesn't hit me the same way that it used to back in the day. Well, just a couple of years ago. Oh, I didn't say the names of this. So yeah, I think I said it's the Kindred's Curse series. The first book is called Spark of the Everflame. The second, oh gosh, where's the other book? The second book is called Glow of the Everflame, and the third book, what was the third book called? I'm reading the third book now, but I can't remember. It's something of the Everflame, okay? There's a pattern here with the titles. But yeah, so I was trying to finish the third book, but I just kind of like, even though I'm enjoying it so much, I really do like this series a lot. I love the male main character. Like Luther is the best, and the main girl, her name is Diem. I really like these two main characters. I like the magic. I like the world that it's in. I'm liking all of it. I love the side characters. It's giving found family. That's a huge thing with me when it comes to fantasy series. I need found family. Like I need romance, but I need found family, and I finally am getting that with this series. I feel like it's been hard to find, but yeah, it's been good. Great side characters, great romance. Luther, love him. Anywho, yeah, so I'm reading the third book, and this is all in one POV, which is Diem's POV. And I realized with series that seem to be going on for 4 or more books, I need multiple POVs. You know, it's nice to dabble in someone else's head for a bit. But yeah, whatever. So far, I'm loving it. I'd say it's a 4-star series overall, because I've given each book 4 stars, and I'm sure I'll give the third book 4 stars as well once I finish it. But yeah, I just need a little break from it right now. Okay, so a book that I just finished this morning was The Song of Achilles. I actually tried reading this back in, I don't know, 2020 or 2021 or something. A few years ago, I tried reading it, and I was just kind of bored. Like it wasn't the time for me to read it. I wasn't that type of reader yet. I was bored back then. It was still good, but I wasn't in the mood for it. And recently I decided, okay, well, I'm taking a break from this Everflame series. Let me read The Song of Achilles. Like, why not? Let me dabble into that. And from start to finish, I loved it. I loved every bit of it. 5 stars. It is a tragic love story, which I knew it would be. And yeah, I loved it. It was so great. I cried. I truly did. Patroclus, Achilles, I love them. But Patroclus, I love Patroclus. To be loved by a man similar to Patroclus is to truly know love, okay? Oh my goodness, love him. I loved this whole story. The way Patroclus and Achilles love each other, it was like one of those loves where it's not a mated love. It was more than that, deeper than that. It was like, of course I love this person. There's no other way to be. It's not even a thought in my mind to love anyone else. Like, this is my person forever. Like, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I'm thinking of moments. Okay. Well, that's that. That's my reading update. Those are the books that I have read so far that I have not told you guys about yet. So yeah, that's my update. I'm still so undone by The Song of Achilles. Like, it is in my heart right now. I think I know what I want to start reading next, but I'll update you guys on that later because I'm kind of indecisive. I'm really in my fantasy era right now. least I think I am. I'm trying to be. I'm trying to stay here. So I have to figure out what I want to read next. Maybe I should take a day to gather my thoughts. Or I should hurry up and move on so I'm not too consumed by the Song of Achilles and the heartbreak. But yeah. Let me get ready for work. Okay. Oh, it's nice to be vlogging. Okay. I'm still thinking about the book. Let me, okay. Let me pause this. I'm watching fan edits, aesthetic videos, anything I can of the Song of Achilles right now on Book Talk. So good, so good. Okay, anywho, this is what I'm wearing to work. If I wasn't going to work, I would wear this like with one button, like this, with obviously no bra or a different bra. It would be cute like that. But anywho, I'm going to work, so I'm going to button this all the way. And when I get to work, I'm going to put on a sweater on top of this because this is very cropped and any sudden movements you're going to see skin. So I'm going to have on a sweater over top of this when I get to work. I'm wearing sneakers to work because I do a lot of walking to get there. But then I'm going to change into my shoes once I'm there. Anywho, this is the look. As far as the sweater I'm going to wear, I'm not sure if I'm going to just wear a black sweater or this like a brownish, mauve-ish type of color. And I think that mauve color would look really good with this as well. So it's not just so matchy-matchy. Yeah, let me get that actually. Okay, I changed my mind because I don't feel like getting it because it's with my outdoor clothes. And if you've watched my Magnolia Parks vlogs, you know that I'm a germaphobe, a little OCD. And I just don't want to touch any outside things right now while I'm still in my inside moment. Do you know what I mean? Anywho, yeah, I should have put it in that closet with like other things. Anywho, whatever. I'm most likely gonna bring that sweater to work and wear it with that. I don't think, or will I wear a black sweater? I don't know. We'll see. It doesn't even matter. I'm just rambling now. This is the outfit for the most part. Okay. Okay everyone, a little bit of an update. I'm a little distracted because there's so much noise outside. Okay, hopefully you can't hear it too much on camera. Anyways, so a bit of a reading update. I've been trying to start new books. I've read like the first chapter of a few books to see which one I want to get into. I still have the Song of Achilles stuck on my mind because it was just so good. And it's crazy because the first time I read it, back in whatever year it was, I just found it to be fine. Like it was just slow and boring to me, but still very good. Like the writing was good and the characters were great, but I don't know, I was just very bored the first time around. But now, like I read it at the perfect time because I just find it to be so good. It's now one of my favorite books of all time. I think like it's pretty simply written and it's really easy to read, easy to get through, but the way I was so into it from start to finish, and like, oh my gosh, I keep thinking about some like traumatic parts, but they're kind of my favorite moments because the way they show love, like the love between Patroclus and Achilles. Oh my goodness. I want to say one little spoiler, so skip to this time. It's a very quick spoiler, but it's a major, major, major spoiler. So skip to this time if you don't want to be spoiled. That moment when they're bringing Patroclus back, like they're carrying his body, and Achilles sees him, and the first thing Achilles does is reach for his knife to slit his own throat. Like, I don't condone self-harm or anything like that, but in a fantasy book, you know, we're just talking about this fictional world. That part is just, it brought tears to my eyes, because it's like they loved each other so much that they never even planned on living without each other. Like, we know from Patroclus, because we were in his mind all the time, that he had no plans of ever living without Achilles. Like, you know, we know from the beginning that Achilles is gonna die, and Patroclus just knew he would not exist without Achilles. Like, he would not live on once Achilles died. He had no plans of doing so. And to see Achilles, I mean, we already knew Achilles had the same mindset, but like, just to see him reach for his knife to slit his own throat right when he sees Patroclus's body, like, it just brought tears to my eyes. Oh my goodness, like that, the love that they have for each other. Granted, in real life that type of love would be toxic, but in the fantasy book, wow, it just really touched me. But of course, when he reached for the knife, he had nothing in his hand because he gave the knife to Patroclus. Ooh, child. And then another scene that keeps popping up in my head is when he's speaking to Achilles, it sounds weird saying it like that, but anyways, when he's talking to his mother, Achilles' mother, and Patroclus is telling her like all of the memories and everything, and she just, you know, she puts his name on the tombstone, or their version of a tombstone, I forgot what it's called, and she says, "Go, he's waiting for you." Like, oh, and that last line, let me look at it. Oh gosh. Oh. Anyways, now I'm looking at the arch that's in the back of the book and whatnot. Anywho, where is it? Where is the last line? Oh, okay. In the darkness, two shadows reaching through the hopeless heavy dusk. Their hands meet, and light spills in a flood like 100 golden urns pouring out the sun. Oh my, oh my. Now I have to read Circe by this author, Madeline Miller. Yeah, I have to read Circe now. I've never been interested in Greek mythology ever. Like, it just didn't appeal to me, and I just never was interested. But after reading this, yeah, I will definitely be reading more Greek mythology in the future. Definitely. Anywho, let's move on. Okay,